United States, Donald J. Trump.
Thank you very much. What a crowd this is. Wow. Well, thank you very much. Hello, Georgia. Hello, Georgia. 2 days, can you believe it? 2 days from now, we're going to win this state again. And we're going to win 4 more great years in the White House. We have done a lot, and we've done a lot together. It's been a great relationship with Georgia. Thank you very much. With your vote, we will continue to cut your taxes, cut regulations, support our police, support our great military, protect your Second Amendment, which is under siege, defend religious liberty, and ensure more products are proudly stamped with that beautiful phrase, made in the USA, and that's happening. Next year will be the greatest economic year in the history of our country, and it's heading that way. Under my leadership, our economy is now growing at the fastest rate ever recorded, 33.1%. The fake news does not like talking about that number, you know. We beat a number from 1952 and more than doubled it, much more than doubled it. They don't love talking about numbers like that. They can't believe it. We created a record 11.4 million jobs in the last 5 months. And while foreign nations are in a free fall, we are creating an economic powerhouse unrivaled anywhere in the world. A recent Gallup poll just out found that 56% of Americans say they are better off today than 4 years ago with Sleepy Joe and Obama. If Biden and Kamala, how about Kamala? I don't think so. That's not going to be your first woman president. That's not going to happen. She's further left than Crazy Bernie. He's like a conservative compared to her. And the radical left gain power, the economy will collapse, and our country will go into a steep, well, we're not going to have to worry about it, okay? Steep depression. We don't have to worry about it. I shouldn't even be here. They say I have Georgia made, but you know what? I said, I promised we have to be here. David. No, they said, sir, you don't have to come to Georgia. We have it made. It's won. Well, by the way, just go out and vote, okay? Just go out and vote. Thank you very much. No, thank you very much. No, they said this morning, sir, honestly, we can skip Georgia. You know, I've done 4 of these. You know, I'm going to Florida for another one. You believe this? Wonderful. Oh, and I had such an easy life before this. It was so. But you know, I'm happy. You know why? No administration, no president has done anything near what we've done in the first 3.5 years. Nobody. We're helping our country. We're rebuilding our military. It's rebuilt. $2.5 trillion. We've cut your taxes, the largest tax cut in history. His is going to be the... Explain this to me. His campaign is, we will raise your taxes more than any administration has ever raised your taxes. I don't know, somehow, David, that doesn't play very well, does it, huh? He wants to increase your taxes by $4 trillion, massively increase your regulations again. We cut your regulations more than any administration has ever done, more than any, whether it's 4 years, 8 years, or in one case more. Close down your factories, send your jobs overseas, destroy the suburbs. Will the women of the suburbs please vote for President Trump? So ridiculous. And I keep hearing from the fake news, the women of the suburbs don't like Donald Trump. And I'm saying to myself, well, I'm giving them safety, protection, and I terminated a regulation that will ruin the suburbs and ruin the value of your house, and you'll be fleeing the suburbs. And no, I did a lot for the suburbs, I'll tell you. Thank you. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. You know, I made a speech a couple of days ago, and I said, women of the suburbs, please love me. And they took it on CNN. They said, he is begging for their support now. Women of the suburbs, I've done a lot. You do not want to have a project built next to your house. No, we've done a lot. They want to terminate religious liberty, eliminate school choice, outlaw private health care. Would you say it's windy enough tonight? Would you say? It's wonderful. I said, is there much wind? No, about 25 or 30 miles an hour, sir. Oh, that's wonderful. Shred the Second Amendment, take away your guns, and indoctrinate your children with hateful, anti-American lies. Biden has vowed to abolish American oil, fracking, natural gas. You ever see a guy fracking? For a year and a half, he's going, there will be no fracking. Then he goes to Pennsylvania. They say, what about fracking? And he goes, what should I say? Well, they say, you're going to have to totally change your stance because they have 1 million jobs, right? It's a big part of Pennsylvania. It's a big part of Texas. It's a big part of this country. You're going to have to change. So now he goes, first speech, he goes, no, we are in total favor of fracking. I mean, and the fake news doesn't even ask him a question about it. I don't think I could get away with it. I don't think so. How about the other day he walks past the press, the media, the fake news, and he walks past, sir, what flavor ice cream is it? He's walking out of an ice cream store. It's vanilla and chocolate. They don't ask me questions like that. It'll cause massive layoffs, exploding energy prices, and crippling blackouts, just like they have in California. They're doing great with California energy, right? They have brownouts. They don't want to call them blackouts, but it'll end up being blackouts very soon. Biden's energy ban will send every state from Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania into crushing poverty, and you know that. The whole thing is ridiculous. The Green New Deal, AOC plus 3. I don't even think they ever took, I don't think did they take even an environmental course? Ilhan Omar is a part of that deal. No. She loves our country very much. That's why I'm going to win Minnesota, because of her. As long as I'm president, we will remain #1 producer of oil and natural gas anywhere in the world. We are now #1. And something you haven't heard very much of forever. We are totally energy independent. Isn't that nice? I don't think we're going to let them turn that around on us, people that have no clue, especially Biden. He truly doesn't have a clue. Our opponent's agenda is a war on workers, a war on faith, and a war on our great police. Biden says he's running as a proud Democrat. Well, of course, he said, I'm running as a proud Democrat for the Senate. And I said, he's kidding, isn't he? But then he did it a second time. And I'm running as a proud American. Okay? Thank you very much. This is a lot of people here, I'll tell you. But you know, we always have a lot of people. We really do. It's like the spirit. When you see what's going to happen with the great red wave. And you know, I don't know if you've been watching the results, but if you look at Florida, we're looking very good. If you look at Iowa, we're looking very good. If you look at North Carolina, we are looking great. If you look at Pennsylvania, we are looking very good. Oh, they're are going to be some heads that are exploding. It would have been nice, you know what would have been really nice, though? If our Supreme Court could have ruled that everything has to be counted by the evening of our election, our great election day. Wouldn't that be nice? Instead of waiting around 6 days, 8 days, 9 days, giving them more time. If they want more time, let them put their ballots in early. They don't have to wait till the end. Let's give them an extra 3 days, and let's take all the time you want. You know, people want to know, and you know, bad things happen in places like Pennsylvania and Nevada. We love Nevada, but you have a governor there. Bad things can happen. That little intervening, let's take plenty of time. No, that's a terrible ruling for our country. I don't care. It's a terrible ruling. It's a shame. Joe Biden is a globalist who spent 47 years outsourcing your jobs, opening your borders, and sacrificing American blood and treasure in endless foreign wars. Don't worry, they're all coming home. They've been coming home. We're down to very low numbers. He was a cheerleader for NAFTA and China's entry into the World Trade Organization. That was another great deal we made. What a deal. China was flatlined for years and years, and then they went like a rocket ship because of that stupid deal. Biden shipped your jobs and factories to China while raking in millions of dollars for him and his family, we find out. The only problem is the news doesn't want to report it, and big tech doesn't want to report it. No, big tech doesn't want to report it. You ever see where they have trending? You know what they do? They take stories about me. If they can find anything bad, and then they make it worse. Trending. Donald Trump did this. Trending. The most boring stories. I mean, with all the things happening. With affairs and this and that. They don't want to hear trending. Donald Trump. It's a whole big hoax. It's a big tech hoax. But we have some senators right here that are doing a lot about it. A lot about it. Joe Biden is a corrupt politician who is bought and owned by China. Okay? I mean, how is he going to do it? And by the way, we've taken in billions and billions of dollars. And you know, you have farmers, a lot of farmers. I found that out with David Perdue. We went down, and they were affected a year and a half ago, very heavily affected by a hurricane. We took care of those farmers. Nobody else would have done it. We took care of those farmers, but you know what I did? $28 billion from China went to farmers because they were targeted. Can you imagine Joe Biden saying to China, in fact, he actually said he'd take off the taxes and the tariffs that we charged. He said we'll take them off. But now we know why. Because his son walked away with $1.5 billion in management fees. And how about where the son said he wants $10 million a year for recommendation purposes, okay? You know who's going to recommend? His father. His father's going to be recommended. Or the son who was out of a job, had no money, and then the father became vice president, and all of a sudden the son is going to be put on the board of Burisma from Ukraine for $183,000. $183 a month. A month. Who would not take that job? Who would not take that job? We said, what's your experience? He said, I have none. What do you know about energy? I have none. There's a young person right here, probably 7 or 8 years old, has more knowledge of energy than wears Hunter. Then he said he wants a $3 million upfront payment also. But how about Russia? So Russia, you know, Russia, the laptop from hell. Russia did a Schiff, watermelon face. Schiff, Adam Schiff. He said the other day, here we go again. He said the laptop was created by Russia. We are so screwed up. And he always says it in the halls of Congress because you can't be prosecuted for lying. You ever notice? He doesn't say it outside. No, he got 3.5. Man, is it windy. Whoa. I wanted to show you how great my hair was. I was having a great hair day, but this is a lot of wind. And besides that, everyone else has a hat on. Everyone else has one. So if you can do it, I can do it too. Then he got $3.5 million cash from the mayor of Moscow's wife. She very generously gave him $3.5 million in cash. So when I asked during the debate, did anyone see the debates, Father? I felt like Perry Mason in his absolute prime. Look, the last question, I said, wait a minute. Does that mean you want to get rid of energy? You want to get rid of, oh, yes, I'd like to transition out. I said, this is the biggest moment. That was like Perry Mason, the last one. And even the anchor, Kristen Welker, who actually treated me fairly, compared to Chris Wallace, who wouldn't let us answer a question. Actually, Chris Wallace came in third that evening. We won. But no, I would say that Sleepy Joe probably came in second. Chris Wallace was a deep third. But you know, Kristen Welker, who did, I mean, her inclination is not for us. But she looked up, and when he said that stupid answer, she said, why did you say that? Because, you know, she's on his side, okay? Why, did you see that? Why did you say that? Oh, that you ruined my evening. No, but she was fair to me. She really was. I called her. I said, that was very professional. I appreciated it. Now, most people said she didn't treat me well. Relatively speaking, she treated me fantastically. In 2016, Georgia voted to fire this corrupt political establishment, and you elected an outsider as president who is finally putting America first. And if I don't sound like a typical Washington politician, it's because I'm not a politician, thank you. If I don't always play, that's right? If I don't always play by the rules of Washington and the Washington establishment, it's because I was elected to fight for you, and I fight for you harder and meaner and stronger than any president has ever fought for you. That I can tell you. That swamp is deep and it's vicious, and they keep coming at you, but we're there, and we're going to win. You know, we're going to win. Deep swamp. It's a deep swamp, but we're winning, and I'll tell you what, we're going to win. I mean, I wish they didn't delay the whole deal. But maybe we can win by enough they can call it on Tuesday night. You know, I just came in, and the beautiful thing about Air Force One, good-looking plane, isn't it? The beautiful thing about Air Force One, you have more televisions than you have on in anything. They have televisions on the floors, on the ceilings, and one of the shows they said, you see what's happening? And they go, what's happening? Trump is like, you know, way up with African American, way up with Hispanic American. They're going, what's happening? And you know, the votes came in because you people are going to go and vote mostly on Election Day, right? Which is good. That's called the red wave. Don't let anything stop you, nothing. That's called the red wave. But these people, they send in their ballots, and we're practically even. You know, we're supposed to be like 20, 30, 40 points behind, and then we make it up, and at the end, we get it over the line, right? So in Florida, we're practically even. They're in big trouble. They're saying, this isn't good. This isn't good. There are those that have already projected that we're going to win Florida, that we're going to win certain. This is not working out like they thought. I think we're going to do even better than we did 4 years ago. And you know what? I never thought I'd say it, but this is even more of an important election. This could be the most, thank you very much, I love you too. I don't know who you are, I don't know, male or female, I can't even tell. But whoever you are, I love you too. This is going to be the most important election, in my opinion, because our country can never be a socialist country, and that's what they want to do. This election is a choice between a depression and a boom. It's a choice between a deadly Biden lockdown. He always talks about locking down. I want to lock down. I want to follow science. Some guy walks in, I think you should lock it down. Oh, let's knock down a $12 trillion economy. No, we're not going to do that. It's also, we come up a safe vaccine that is ending the pandemic. By the way, it ends with or without. We're rounding the turn, but we have the greatest companies in the world, and they're all set, and we're coming up. We will mass distribute the vaccine in just a few short weeks, and it will quickly help us to eradicate it. It's going to go anyway. It's going anyway. We are around, and by the way, they have therapeutics that work. Look at that. I don't know. I like to think, I like to think I did it because I'm in perfect physical shape, but I'm a young man. Like Barron Trump, he had it. Sir, Barron tested positive. White House doctor Sean, a great doctor, he said, sir, your son, about 14 years old, very tall young man. Hi, Barron, how you doing? He's great, but he's strong. And Sean came in to see me. Sir, Barron tested positive. I said, that's not good. Oh, he'll be fine, sir. I said, well, about 12 minutes later, Sean, how's Barron doing? Sir, he's fine. It's all gone. See, they have a strong, I don't mean 12. You know what they'll do? They'll say, he's exaggerating. It took a half a day. The fake news, everything you say. When I talked about illegal immigration, Joe Biden wants to give everything you can give to illegal immigrants, which will bring millions and millions of people in. So I said, you can't give them health care, you can't give them education, but Joe Biden promised them, every one of them, a free Rolls Royce. CNN said, this is a terrible thing. That's not a true statement. No, they can't take a little bit of fun, but you know what? We're in a position, we're doing so well, we can afford to have fun. The one thing that happened that we can never, ever forget is what China did to our country. We can never forget. We shouldn't have one death, but we closed it up. How would you like to be in my position? I just created, with a lot of people, including yourselves, the greatest, strongest economy in the world. And now I had to shut it down, and we did the right thing. We shut it down. We figured it out. We have to protect our senior citizens. We know all about it. And we now have all these therapies, and in my opinion, cures. I think it's cures, frankly. But we've done a great job. But how would you like to be shutting down the greatest economy ever, and now we're building it back up? And we're not talking about a V. We're talking about a super V based on all of the numbers that you see. Housing numbers, automobile numbers, 33.1, the highest ever by more than double. Joe Biden is promising to postpone the vaccine, delay therapies, and turn America into a prison state. Lock it down, locking you in your home while letting Antifa and other far-left rioters, letting Antifa's bad news. You do know that, right? Bad news. Let them roam free. You can't go to church, right? You can't go to your schools. You can't do any of this stuff. By the way, your governor, I don't know if he's here. Is he here? Brian, where is he? Because Brian did a hell of a job. He said, we're going to let it stay open. And George is doing very well. The Biden lockdown will mean no school, no graduation, no weddings, no Thanksgiving, no Christmas, no Easter, no 4th of July. No future for American youth. Other than that, he's doing quite a good job, right? Sleepy Joe Biden. You know what? In prime time, he was never a smart guy. Everybody knows it. And he was never a nice guy. And if he was a nice guy, I wouldn't talk the way I talk about him. But he is definitely not the guy. He was in prime time. We called him 1% Joe. He always got 1% when he ran. Now he's got half left. He's got about half at best. And he wins. Is this a screwed up business you people are in, or what? What a crazy business. A vote for Biden is a vote for lockdowns, layoffs, and misery. If you want a vaccine to kill the virus, a job to support your family well, and freedom to live your life, then go cast your ballot for a man named Trump. We're doing a job. We're doing a job together. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I wish they'd show. Could the cameras please span this crowd? You know, they never do it. They never do it. And they never show Joe. You know, so today, he did a conference with Barack Hussein Obama. And you know what? The crowd was actually smaller. They're not drawing flies. They're not drawing. And they never show that crowd. But they should show these crowds because in the history of politics, I think in the history of anything, including music, and you know, I do this without a guitar. That's very tough. No, we don't have a guitar. Look at these crowds. It is one of the great phenomena. They don't like talking about it. They said, is he a great public speaker? Oh, I don't really think so. Well, what the hell am I getting 35,000 people? They want to say. I said, was I ever, today I said to the great Hope Hicks, does anybody know Hope Hicks? I said, Hope. Or Kayleigh, where's Kayleigh? Kayleigh's great. No, we have such great people. Or our chief of staff, Mark Meadows, do you know? He loves these rallies. Took me 3 years to get him out of Congress. I tell you what, he's doing a great job. So easy, it's such an easy job because we're dealing with such nice people on the other side. But you know what? It's going to all come together with success. It was coming, I tell this, it was coming together. We were getting calls. It was coming together, believe it or not. We were getting calls from the other side, people that you wouldn't believe would be getting calls from. You know what? Let's sit down. And then all of a sudden we got hit with the China plague. And now we're back to the drawing boards, and next year's going to be one of the greatest economic years and all of that. But I'll tell you what, success, great success like we had. Best African, if you look, African-American numbers, Hispanic-American numbers, women, Asian-American numbers, high school diploma, no high school diploma, MIT first in your class. Everybody was doing good, and it was coming together, and we would have unified, I'm telling you, and we're going to have another chance at it because we are going to have a stronger year next year because we have a great foundation, and you see the kind of numbers coming out. You had your best year last year ever. You're going to have an even better year next year. And you know, like all these caps, make America great again. We're going to change them. We're going to say, make America great again. But you don't have to believe me on Biden. I brought a very expensive little tape for you to watch. Where is it? A lot of money.
You know, we have to come together. That's why I'm running. I'm running as a proud Democrat for the Senate. So vote! Vote! Visit IRL.com/Ohio. God bless you. Look, tomorrow's Superstar Tuesday, and I want to thank you all. I tell you what, I'm rushing ahead, aren't I? We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by the you know the thing. You agree with me? Go to Joe 30330. We choose truth over facts. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear words. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Donald Trump does pose an extra threat to this. It's not hypothetical.
Now, to be fair, maybe Biden's not telling us because he's forgotten his own plans. Watch Biden's staff quickly swoop in to shuffle him along during a quickie escape the basement trip to Pennsylvania.
Here's the deal. One of the things that is important is that keep in mind, although they're going to vote on Barrett, I think it's today.
That was terrifying.
What kind of country we're going to be? 4 more years of Georgia, he's going to find ourselves in a position where if Trump gets elected, we're going to be in a different world. Barack and I think it's a right for people to have adequate care. Folks, we got a lot of work to do. I don't only need you to get me elected, I need you once I'm elected. I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure. You know, we have to come together. That's why I'm running.
We saved so much time. We could run another couple of minutes. I could just say, bye-bye, I'm going to Florida. You know, I'm doing another one of these in a little while. The fake news can't believe it. They're exhausted. Look at all of them back there. Those cameras, they're sagging. This is their fourth one. And all the crowds are big and strong, and they love our country. They all love our country. We have a movement the likes of which this country has never seen before. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. So joining us tonight, now we have a movement the likes of which this country has never seen before, never seen. And you know, you thought it was big 4 years ago. This is much bigger. This is much bigger. You know why? Because I've really lived up to what we said, and even more so. One of them said, he's actually the only guy I've ever seen. He's done more than he promised, which is true. That's not a typical politician. But joining us tonight are warriors, great people, people that I work with all the time, people that I like and people that I respect. Actually, a couple of them I don't like that much, but I respect them. They do a good job, which is much more important. But one I do like and respect a lot. He's respected like you wouldn't believe all over Washington. People go to him for advice, and he gets it done. Senator David Perdue. Stand up, man. Will you please make sure he gets in without a runoff? Do you mind? The guy he's running against is nothing. You know, I beat him running. He was running for Congress against somebody I'm going to introduce in just a second. But we beat him, and we beat him easily. Now he's running for the Senate. You're supposed to win at a certain level before you do this. David's one of the best there is in the whole country, and you got to make sure that David Perdue wins, okay? A woman that I got to know a little while ago, and she is strong and tough and wonderful, and she's done a really great job, and I want to thank her very much. Kelly Loeffler. Kelly, great job, Kelly. Great job. A man who's very close to Kelly, thinks she's wonderful, admits that she's great, and she admits that he's great, and I'm stuck right in the middle. And he's somebody, and he really is. He's a warrior. He was a warrior with a fake impeachment witch hunt deal. And you couldn't have asked for better. He's an incredibly talented guy and a good guy, and I'm just sitting back and watching these two. And whoever it is, you have two winners. You have two winners. Doug Collins. Thank you, Doug. You think it's easy being me, right? This is but we're going to have two winners. We got two winners there. Go out and vote, and let's see what happens. But whoever it is, we got two really talented people. Representative Rick Allen. Great job, Rick. Great job. These are warriors. Barry Loudermilk. Barry. Oh, I like that, Barry. I like that. Thank you, Barry. Great job you do. We appreciate all that support from these guys. They really are. They fight hard, and they win. They know how to win. We were 197 to nothing, right? 197 on the fake impeachment. I'm the only guy in the world that got impeached over a very good phone call. Can you believe it? I thought you're supposed to do something wrong to get impeached, but they took care of it. Former governor for 8 years and very, very popular guy and so good at the farming business. I made him Secretary of Agriculture, and we gave the farmers $28 billion. Thank you very much, China. Sonny Perdue. Thank you, Sonny. And Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan. Hi, Jeff. Good, Jeff. Good job, Jeff. Agriculture Commissioner Gary Black. Thank you. Great, Gary. Good job you're doing. Oh, here's a guy. I love this guy. And I guess he's not, at least yet, a Republican. Can you believe it? But he's the hottest guy in politics. I see him on television. Everyone loves him. The ratings go up. I shouldn't say Democrat, so I refuse to say it. State Representative Vernon Jones. Man, oh man. Great job. I love this guy. Got guts. He saw me a couple of times. He said, that's what we need. I mean, we can't have Sleepy Joe. Thank you. And he's long before Joe. He's a great gentleman, too. He's a great person. Georgia GOP Chair David Schaefer. Thank you, David. How we doing, David? Are we winning? Are we going to win like big? Okay. Can you imagine where they say, don't come tonight? Can you imagine? I'm going to call them up. You had people in line like for 2 days. Let's call them up and say, we don't need you because we're going to win Georgia. But you got to go vote. You never know. It's called politics. You never know. Got to be careful. Get out and vote. Let's really send a resounding note to Washington. And a friend of mine, a great woman, and I hope she wins because she deserves it. She works hard, and her opponent is absolutely terrible. She's a total puppet for Nancy Pelosi, crazy Nancy. Congressional candidate Karen Handel. Karen, you're doing well, Karen. Got to win. Opponent is Zippo. Rich McCormick. Rich? Where's Rich? Good luck, Rich. I heard it's good. Angela Stanton King. Thank you. I heard you're all doing well. Somebody that gets a little more publicity than I do, Marjorie Taylor Greene, right here from Northwest Georgia. Oh, boy, I don't want to mess with her. No, she's great. Every one of them has my full and complete endorsement. Go out and vote for them and let them all come into Congress, right? Really great. That's great. For 47 years, Sleepy Joe Biden viciously and repeatedly attacked black Americans. He decimated the black middle class and called young black men super predators, and they never forgot it. They never forgot it. To every black American, I'm asking you to go out and vote. You can send a message on Tuesday to the corrupt Democrat establishment. This is your one and only chance to show Sleepy Joe what you think of his decision to attack you, insult you, jail you, and betray you, and that's what he did. That's what he did, exactly. Some people won't say it like I say it, but I'll say it, and that's what you know it. You know it. I'm fighting for you, and I got approved things that they never thought, that Obama didn't even try. They never had a chance, and we had to twist a lot of arms, didn't we, David? We had to twist a lot of arms. Criminal justice reform, prison reform, opportunity zones, and funding for historically black colleges and universities. I always say that with the possible exception, I like to keep the word possible in, with the possible exception of Abraham Lincoln, I have done more for the black community than any other president. I say it. I said it during the debate. I say it proudly, and very few people can dispute it. Under my leadership, we achieved the most secure border in U.S. history, including over 400 miles of completed wall, and it'll be finished very soon. Strongest border we've ever had. And by the way, Mexico is paying for the wall, so we get that one clear. It's all done. Joe Biden wants to open borders. He wants mass amnesty, and he would make every community in America into a sanctuary city. I believe our country should be a sanctuary for law-abiding Americans, not for criminal aliens. The Biden-Harris plan would also increase refugees a staggering 700%. This is crazy Bernie, one of the greatest losers in the history of politics. No, he keeps losing, and then he goes back and he says, but he's running again in 4 years. Don't worry about it. He'll be back. One thing about him, you can't get rid of him. I like that about Crazy Bernie. opening the floodgates to radical Islamic terrorism. No, thank you. I'm keeping the terrorists and jihadists and violent extremists the hell out of our country if it's okay with Georgia. If it's okay with Georgia, if it's okay with Georgia, I'll tell you what, thank you. I saw some very good numbers today. I appreciate it, but get out and vote. So in conclusion, over the next 4 years, we will make America into the manufacturing superpower of the world, and we will end our reliance on China once and for all, and we're doing it. We've already started it. We will hire more police, increase penalties for assaults on law enforcement, and we will ban deadly sanctuary cities. With God's help, we will defend the right to life, religious liberty, free speech, and the right to keep and bear arms, your Second Amendment. We will defend your Second Amendment. We will maintain Americans' unrivaled military might. We are the envy of the world with our military. We had an obsolete, exhausted, tired military. We have totally rebuilt our military, and we will ensure peace through strength. The greatest equipment in the world, all made in the USA, and a lot of it, I hate to say, it's made right here in Georgia. We will end surprise medical billing, require price transparency, already approved and signed January 1st, it kicks in. Lower drug prices even more. We're going to favored nations where we get the lowest price in the world. And the they do not like me too much. He's big, they call it Big Pharma. Big Pharma's not a big fan of Trump. They don't like what I did, but you know what? It's the only way you break that whole cartel. We have to break it. You're going to have drug prices going down 50, 60, 70%. And they're doing more commercials than me than Sleepy Joe Biden. In fact, he keeps saying, who's doing those great commercials? It's the drug companies. All right. Now you're going to have tremendous price cuts on drugs and prescription drugs. We're going to protect your Social Security and your Medicare, which they won't do, because when they allow all of these illegals to come in, it'll destroy your Social Security and your Medicare. And we will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions. America will land the first woman on the moon, and the United States will be the first nation to land an astronaut on Mars. NASA is the talk of the space world. And, you know, we also have Space Force, by the way. I never even used to talk about that. I never talked about that I realized after I was president that we needed it. When I saw what was going on with Russia, China, we needed it. Space Force, first new, if you think, first in 75 years. Last was the Air Force, right? Brand new, and it's doing great. And everybody wants to go into Space Force. 75 years since Air Force, and now we have Space Force, and it'll be one of our most important. We will stop the radical indoctrination of our students and restore patriotic education to our schools. We will teach our children to love our country, honor our history, and always respect our great American flag. And we will live by the timeless words of our national motto, "In God we trust." For years, you had a president who apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America and standing up for the great people of Georgia. Better believe it. And I want to thank Herschel Walker, because I think he's I used to watch him when he was in college. He was like a man playing with children. He would carry that ball for 10 or 12 yards. That was when he had a bad day, right? 10 or 12. He made a lot of quarterbacks look genius. Here, Herschel, here's the ball. Bob. Here, Herschel, here's the ball. He's the greatest, one of the greatest. Where is Herschel? Was he around here? I love Herschel Walker. He's been out there, and he is one of the greatest athletes. You know, I think he said he does 1,000 push-ups a day, and He is just something special. He's been a great friend of mine for a long time. I don't want to tell you how long, but so I just want to pay my respects because he loves this part of the world. He loves Georgia, and Georgia loves him. You know, they did the ballot. Remember, they did a ballot to Herschel Walker. You just hand him the ball, you win the game. Here, Herschel, 10 yards, 12 yards, 14. What did he average today? He averaged, sir, 11 yards a carry. Well, that's pretty good, you know. Hard to lose those games. So thank you very much, Herschel. You're watching. Thank you very much. Thank you. And Georgia loves you, Herschel. And I do too. 2 days from now, America's fate is in your hands. Your vote can defeat the Washington swamp and the corrupt media right there, once and for all. You have to get out to vote. You're going to probably want to, you know, I always say early vote, but our people love to vote on Election Day, Tuesday, so go out and vote. That red wave is going to be it's going to be the talk of the world. It's going to be the talk of the world. It's going to be the talk of the world from Atlanta. And you know it, you feel it, you see it. And you know, organically, these things are just rising up. 5,000 boats all over the place. And I mean, nobody's ever seen thousands of cars. What do they have? Something 90 or 100 miles long of cars, trucks, tractors. In Iowa, they had thousands of tractors on this massive farm. No, something's going on. Never happened before. Nothing like this has happened before. By the way, crowds like this have never happened before. This never happened before. My competitor, he's got those circles, those crazy circles. And he can't fill them up. There's like 5 of them, so he asked the press, please come down and take one. From Atlanta to Augusta, from Savannah to Columbus, and from Athens to right here in Rome, we inherit the legacy of red-blooded American patriots who gave their blood, sweat, and tears to defend our country and our freedom. Great people. We stand on the shoulders of American heroes who crossed the oceans, settled the continent, tamed the wilderness, laid down the railroads, right? Raised up the great skyscrapers, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and made America into the single greatest nation in the history of the world. And the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Proud citizens like you help build this country, and together we are taking back our country. We are returning power to you, the American people. With your help, your devotion, and your drive, we are going to keep on working. We are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together with the incredible people of Georgia, we love Georgia. I love Georgia. We love Georgia. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. That's really an honor. Don't keep doing that. You're going to make me cry. I said, they'll put out, the president broke down in tears tonight as they chanted, we love you. No, we don't want, I mean, you know, I guess it's okay, but somehow we don't want to have a crying president, I don't think. We don't want to, right now we have too many things to do. But I do. It's never been heard. That chant has never been heard politically, so I appreciate it very much, believe me. We have made America powerful again. We have made America wealthy again. We have made America strong again. We have made America proud again. We have made America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Georgia. Go out and vote.